This episode is brought to you by Freeman Painting. Freeman Painting transforms homes and businesses by providing expert service with a proven process, giving you more time to enjoy moments that matter in the spaces you love. Freeman Painting has done big projects that you've probably seen, like the Birmingham Zoo, Duncan Bridge condos, and Peabody Mines, as well as many others. They've done my home, my parents' home, my grandparents' home. Our family uses them. They're just the best, and they get it done at a timely fashion, and they do a great job every time. So you can give them a call at 205-300-4848. That's 205-300-4848. Freeman Painting. We do the painting. You do life. Hey everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode. Is this the fourth episode?
Yeah.
The fourth episode of the Game Managers podcast. I am Nick Norris. I am here with my two good friends and co-hosts, Aaron Patterson, who is on the couch with me, and Justin Knight, who is joining us from call in Alabaster.
How's it going, guys?
All right, so we have a lot to unpack this week. We're going to start out with a little bit of news, and then get on into our main games, Alabama and Auburn. So, just up front, the AP poll has a new number one. Did you see this, Justin?
I did. I'm glad they changed this because Alabama is clearly the number one team.
Yeah,
Really?
so... Go ahead.
Interesting.
What, you don't think clearly?
I mean, I don't know. When it comes to the top 10 right now, just because they had a close game with North Carolina, I don't necessarily think it's worth changing the whole top 10. But if I was a team right now, that I don't get why everybody makes it such a big deal. There's so many teams that haven't really played anybody yet, and they all look great. So my focus would just be being in the top 10, and I wouldn't be worried about 1, 2, and 3 or so. Like the only thing that really surprises me is that, in my opinion, Notre Dame shouldn't be above Florida, even though they played really well against Georgia. I just think since they have one loss already, there's no point for them to be in front of Florida
here's the only thing.
Until proving otherwise.
Here's the only thing I disagree with is they moved Ohio State above LSU just because they're on a bye. Ohio State hasn't played anybody yet.
Yeah, see,
LSU has that good win against Texas.
Yeah, see, that stuff doesn't, like, I don't see how that matters at all right now, because it's way too early to see, to be moving people around, because Clemson had a close game to a fairly bad North Carolina team.
They're pretty bad.
I mean, they've had a game like that every year, so, and then they beat Alabama by 30 in the national championship, so, I mean, and Alabama still gave up 200 and something yards rushing against Ole Miss. So I don't know. Granted, they scored 60 on them, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth moving everybody around. I just don't get the point of it.
Well, that brings me to our next point of news: is that the state of Alabama absolutely destroyed the state of Mississippi yesterday.
Well, the state of Mississippi, football-wise, right now, it's not very good.
No, not very good at all. Actually, I have it right here. A little stat: state of Alabama 115, state of Mississippi 54. Final.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
And then also, my last little bit of news is that the Pac-12 has lost all their undefeated teams.
Yep, already.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's surprised.
I thought it was a pretty bold statement when they moved Cal all the way up to 15. And,
Yeah.
I was wondering how long that would last, and it
Not
wasn't
very long.
It wasn't very long.
So I guess, Oregon still has the best shot, but I wouldn't call it a good shot.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll win the Pac-12, though.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think they will win the Pac-12, but I don't think they get in the playoff.
No, they'll need
as
a
of the
lot
looks
of help.
things right now. Anyways, I have a surprise for you both.
I'm scared and excited.
So I lied, Aaron, when you asked me. You said, "Oh, we forgot about theme songs."
See, that's why I brought that up, because when you said you had a surprise, I thought about that might be it.
Well, I knew that both of you would not actually make a theme song,
No.
and I know that no one wants to hear us sing.
No, that is a fact.
So I've got a couple theme songs I created for us. So I'm going to play them over my computer, and y'all do not react to them until after they're done, because I'm going to then cut it out in editing and put a clear version in.
Okay.
Yeah, so just listen, enjoy the ride. This is time for our first segment of the night. Twitter news with Aaron Patterson.
Twitter news.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
And that is Twitter news theme song. Aaron, what do you think? Did I do an okay job?
It was pretty good. There was more into that than I really expected.
I love that. That was very good.
Thank you, Justin. Well, Aaron, do you have some Twitter news ready for us?
Yeah, that's hard to follow though. Well, I just have just several tweets that I find funny. Or the first one I have is by Barstool Sports, and they say Wisconsin is wearing khakis today to show respect for Jim Harbaugh, who they murdered last week. Some things are bigger than sports. That was one of the funniest tweets.
So the joke here is that Wisconsin wore some throwback uniforms, and
They were ugly.
absolutely hideous, and they had khaki-colored pants on. That's pretty good.
And they barely won, too.
Pretty ugly uniforms, but one of the funniest tweets I saw all week.
Off to a good start.
Next one was also one of my favorites. It's the original tweet is by Funhouse on Twitter. It says, on this date 11 years ago, 9/28/08, Lane Kiffin sent Sebastian Janikowski out to attempt a 76-yard field goal, and it missed by a mile. Al Davis fired Kiffin 2 days later. Kiffin then retweeted it and said, "Happy anniversary, Seabass."
That guy sucks.
He sure
Yeah.
does. My favorite sign at college game day this week, I saw on Twitter. It says, "Hey, Michigan, tanking doesn't work in college."
Oof.
Thought that one was pretty good.
It's a good
Ooh.
sign.
And then there's another picture I haven't shown you yet,
Yeah.
but I like that reaction I saw on Twitter, and it says, if Jimbo would have lost to Arkansas, and it's a picture of Jimbo where it looks like he's about to cry, and it says, "Week 5, impeach me."
Yeah, that was an embarrassing game for
Ooh,
Texas
yeah.
A&M.
It sure was.
Let's go ahead and pull up the stats for that game. Let's see here. So, here we go. Let's go to the box score. Final score, 31-27, Texas A&M. They were able to pull it out in an ugly fashion. Kellen Mond was 23 for 35 for 251 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. And then Hicks and Starkle shared playing time. And Starkle threw the lone interception.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
They played very, very poorly. I was very surprised.
I was, too.
Yeah, Texas A&M did not look good at all. What do you think do you think there is a little worry right now at that university, knowing they pay him $75 million guaranteed?
Yeah, I don't think it was that big of a deal until this week, because they knew he had to build a program around his system and everything like that. And they still have the 2 best losses in college football, but that performance against Arkansas was definitely worrisome, because Arkansas is just bad. They're just bad. And against the team that was supposed to compete in the SEC West, it was rough.
Yeah.
Do you
I think
think
they
they
need
will
to-
be ranked? next week. Or are they ranked? I didn't even see. I didn't
They
check.
are still ranked. They're down to like 23, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
they
what they
are.
were ranked.
Yeah.
So they stayed stagnant. Okay.
Yeah, so, they won, so that makes the pressure of it go away a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not many other teams that I would necessarily put above them, but I was curious to see how they reacted and if they would keep them ranked or not.
Yeah. So, since we've been doing Alabama first every week, and both of these games were very boring, I figured we'd flip it up and talk about Auburn first.
All right.
So, Justin, you're the Auburn guy. Give us your take on Saturday's game.
Honestly, going into the game, I was expecting kind of a slow start from Auburn. Just coming off that win against A&M, great road win. I thought it would be like a tough game. My final prediction was 24-14, but once again, this team surprised me this year. Just the way they started off, 21-0, a fast start. They got some turnovers to help out. Just the way Auburn started off, 21-0. And Mississippi State never got anything going. They lost starting quarterback early in the game. And once again, the Auburn run defense was incredible. That front four, they keep surprising me every game. Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson, those are top 10 picks going into next year's draft. They've had a great season. And Bo Nix, incredible game. He threw for 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 16 of 21. His best game of the season so far. And he ran the ball really well. He ran for 56 yards and had a touchdown. So overall...
Yeah, and a cool stat here about Bo Nix. He threw for 300 yards passing, rushed for 50 yards. That's the first time an Auburn quarterback has done that since Cam Newton in the 2010 SEC championship game against South Carolina.
I just love his composure and how he's improving every single week. And Auburn hasn't had, Cam came in as a transfer, JUCO transfer. So now Auburn has a chance for this guy to grow every single season, and that's what really excites me. And Seth Williams, our top wide receiver, had his best game probably of his career. He had 8 catches, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he's an incredible wide receiver out wide. He's 6'3". He can go up and catch the ball. All Bo has to do is throw it up for him. So this was a great game going into next week against Florida, which is going to be another tough one on the road, and it's just a pick 'em, in my opinion. It could go either way at this point, but I loved what I saw last night, and I think it's great momentum going into next week.
All right, well, now that I don't have much else to say about Auburn, do you guys?
Yeah, I said my piece.
Yeah, they look great, and okay, here's something before we get into Night Needs to Know. I thought about this theory last night. What if...
Okay, I know where you're going.
Okay, this is totally far-fetched and absolute almost conspiracy theory, but what if Auburn drops to Georgia and to LSU? Okay?
Okay.
Georgia drops to Florida.
Okay.
Alabama goes undefeated until the Iron Bowl and loses to Auburn. So Alabama would still go to the SEC championship to play Georgia.
That's right.
Given Florida has two losses. And then Alabama beats Georgia, puts Georgia out, and Auburn and Alabama both get into the playoff.
Yeah, and then they would be different. They'd most likely... Well, I guess it would depend.
Would y'all
Okay.
like to see
Yeah.
that?
I don't...
I
It
wouldn't
would
like to
be-
see it.
It'd be
You would not?
crazy.
Yeah, I would not. I just want to play Alabama once, and if we beat them the first time, I know we ain't going to beat them the second time, so...
That's kind of
wanna-
how I feel the same. Like,
Yeah.
if we get past that Iron Bowl, especially with us, both, if Auburn, would only have 1 loss or 2 losses?
Auburn would have 2 losses.
Whatever. Either way, I don't want to play them twice.
Yeah. So,
Well, see,
go ahead.
here's the thing. So,
Unless we lost the first one, then I'd be perfectly fine with it.
okay, so if Auburn had 2 losses, you still have them getting over. I don't have them going over like an undefeated Ohio State or undefeated Oklahoma.
Yeah, there'd have to be a lot of things go down in order for
Yeah.
this situation to happen. What I said was just a few of the things that would have to happen.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this to you last night too. I think it would be crazy if there's a three-way tie in the West, and then since Auburn plays Florida and Georgia, if they also had a three-way tie, I think that would be wild.
That would be wild.
Yeah, like three-way tie with LSU, Auburn, Alabama. Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, and then a three-way tie between Auburn, Florida, and Georgia.
How is it decided in a tie? Three-way tie? Is it a coin
I don't
flip?
remember the rules, honestly.
Well,
no, it's
since
not.
you have-
It's out of conference wins, and then it goes.
It's
to
something
else.
like that. I'll look them up.
Well, since you have
Yeah.
Georgia and LSU, Georgia and Florida in the East, you wouldn't have to worry about Auburn in that tiebreaker.
Yeah.
If you're talking
Well,
about teams coming
let's-
out of the East and the West.
While Aaron is looking that up, how about we go ahead and jump into Justin Knight's famous segment? Knight Needs to Know. Are you ready to hear your theme song?
I am ready. I need to know.
All right. Here we go.
Knight needs to know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was someday for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just
How does
back
that make
to doing
sense?
something.
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea.
That's your theme song. What do you think?
I love it. Love the creativity. It's great.
Good. Well, what questions do you have for us?
All right. I need to know. Just a simple kind of question. Going into next week, what is your prediction for Auburn and Florida?
Oh, like you said, this one is so much of a toss-up, but I think... Here's a bad take, if you want to hear a bad take by me. Earlier, before Alabama and Mississippi State played, I said... Auburn and Mississippi State played, I said Auburn has a better chance of losing to Mississippi State than to Florida. That proved to be a bad take.
Yeah.
I would have told you beforehand that was a bad take.
I just thought maybe they would kind of overlook them. You know, maybe they was kind of beat up.
The only reason I didn't think they would is just because what happened to them last year.
Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, but I think that Auburn goes to the Swamp, and I think they take care of business on Florida's homecoming day. I think that they probably win by one score.
I like that.
I think it will be either a very good, very close game, goes all the way down the wire, be a fantastic game, or they will absolutely blow them out. I don't think there's much of an in-between.
Yeah.
Well,
what does Knight think?
I kind of think like you do, Nick. It's just a toss-up game because, like I said, being an Auburn fan, you don't know what the heck's going to happen week in and week out. We lost to Tennessee last year. You just don't know. So, it's just a toss-up game. I think if Auburn comes out like they did against A&M, scoring on their first possession, I feel pretty good. So, we'll just see how the game goes.
Well, all right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that they have the advantage. I think that the college football matchup predictor said that Florida was favored, though. Did I remember that right?
I believe they are,
just,
but I believe it's just because
they just
it's
changed
a
the
home
point
game in
line.
the SEC.
Yeah, do we have the spread yet?
Yeah, it's Auburn's 3-point favorite right now.
Okay. Let me see.
But that's not they got the spread, but the college predictor or whatever on ESPN has
pulling up the predictor.
Or they did last night.
Oh, yeah, they had Auburn with a 47% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I disagree with that, but I don't know what all analytics go into that, but
they hold, especially in the SEC when there's two really good teams, they hold a home field advantage to a premium.
They do.
Well, Knight, what is our second question?
All right, here we go. The second question I need to know. After the scare Clemson had yesterday, will they lose a game this season before championship week?
I think if they were going to lose, that was their best shot.
You think that was their best shot?
Yeah, so I say no, they don't lose.
Yeah, that's what I said last week was I told Nick that I think if Clemson's going to lose, they'll slip up to North Carolina. The only other team that I saw that would have a chance would be Virginia, because they were beating Notre Dame for a while, and they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. I think they threw a pick six and then fumbled, and that was the difference in the game. Those 2 touchdowns, and so they can play with them, but Clemson plays up. So I think if they come in ranked, then Clemson will take them serious, and they'll take care of them.
Here's a question I have. Did you agree with North Carolina's decision to go for 2? And what did you think about the play call?
Yes, I agree with it.
I did too.
Not like the play call, though.
And I completely second that.
Okay, I'll even go. The play call wasn't even. Well, it wasn't great, but I don't even think it was that bad. I think the quarterback did not make a great decision.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of this game, so I don't know if the option had just been tearing Clemson up or something. But I liked the decision to go for it when you're at home. That they had a better chance of getting one play on a 2-point conversion than a sequence of plays in overtime. So I liked it. I did not like the option call. I thought there should have been somebody out there running a route, and if there was, he should have tossed it to him if they were open. I don't know. I didn't look into it that much. Just kind of threw my hands up after it happened. I was like, all right, moving on.
Yeah, right when they scored, I was like, you got to go for 2 right here. You're already having a pretty bad season. This could be the biggest win you've had in a long time. So you got to go for 2 in that situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I liked the decision to go for 2. I thought it was bold, but it made sense. I thought it was less of a risk than trying to go into overtime, but it just didn't work out for him.
It did not.
Not at all. It's a shame.
The Fighting Dabos live to see another day.
All
right, Knight.
Third and final question. We kind of talked about this earlier, but with the hype A&M got this season, how do you assess Jimbo Fisher's done in the year and a half he's been there so far?
So I think that I'd be a little worried if I was the guy that made the decision to write that check for $75 million guaranteed.
That's a big check.
But I think I would say he has done average to slightly underperformed what is expected of him to have done. Now, I get that he has to have time to build, his team up with his players, stuff like that. But it's kind of like if I was to get a raise at my job and they said, "Hey, I'm going to give you $75 million." What I do is I run a social media page. They told me
if you got $75 million for that.
They said, "I'm going to give you $75 million, and I expect to see 70% growth in our likes and shares and stuff." I would say, okay, that's a big task, but I'm not going to turn down that money, so yeah, I'll take a wing at it. And I think that's the kind of terms that Jimbo Fisher agreed to, and I don't think that he's necessarily performing. I don't think it's anything to worry about just yet, but that loss, that near loss was...
It should have been a loss.
Was a bit scary. Yeah, they didn't deserve to win that game, in my opinion.
It's unsettling seeing how close it was to such a bad team, but I'm not worried about it yet because it was only a near loss. Now, if it was a loss, that's something else. But at the end of the day, they still had a great season last year. They still have the best 2 losses in college football right now. They're still ranked. And they still have plenty of football left to play. So we'll see. But I'm not worried about it yet.
Let's see. Do they play Alabama next weekend, or does Alabama have a bye?
Actually,
Alabama's bye is always before LSU.
They have a bye this week, I'm pretty sure.
Who?
I'm pretty sure Alabama has a bye.
No, they don't.
Sorry.
I don't think so. Well, let me make sure. I don't want to say that and then look like an idiot.
Yeah, you might want to.
Should have been.
It's almost always right before LSU, unless it's...
See, it goes. They don't play again until 10-12.
Okay, so I was wrong. They do have a bye. They switched it up this year.
Okay, and A&M dropped to 25 in the rankings.
They have another bye before LSU.
They have 2 byes?
Apparently.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look. Arkansas 10-26, LSU 11-9.
Who has 2 buys?
Is that
Alabama.
right?
Let
Really?
me make sure that adds up. Yeah, they do have 2 buys. They have a bye this week and a bye.
How'd y'all work that in?
I don't know. Huh, okay, yeah. They have 2 buys this year. Anyway, yeah. We were both right and wrong.
I'll apologize.
Well, you
to
wasn't wrong, because you didn't say there wasn't one like I did. I definitively said, like, no, Aaron.
I was wondering how I was wrong.
I was wrong.
I was going to say, I'll apologize to you if you apologize to me.
No, it's okay. I
Yeah,
don't need
that's
your
fair.
I don't need your handouts.
That's what I was going to say, too. So I'm glad you got.
Anyways, why did we bring this up?
I was just saying that was A&M's. I think that's A&M's next game.
We play A&M next
Yeah.
week. That was the whole reason we brought it up.
Okay, yeah. So, how do you think A&M will hold up against Alabama? Do you think they'll hold up as well as South Carolina did?
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised just because they do have
A&M's
to
at
bounce back,
home.
and it's at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I say they put out about as much of a fight as South Carolina.
Also, you said they were ranked 23.
They're at 25.
Yeah,
They're
so
actually
it did go
25, yeah.
down.
They're teeter-tottering on the
They
on
did
the rank,
go down.
the AP poll.
I
Yeah.
thought they would have moved.
Okay. Well, that concludes Tonight Needs to Know. Is that right?
That is all I need to know.
All right. Well, now you can shut up for a week. All right.
All right. Well, I'm actually fine with that. So.
So let's go ahead and talk about Alabama's win over Ole Miss.
Oh, another tough one, right?
Yeah, another nail biter for the Crimson Tide. Alabama won 59-31. One of those Ole Miss touchdowns coming with 4 seconds to spare, I believe.
Yeah, something
Like that. Just an absolute beatdown, but there were some notable things that did happen, specifically for Devontae Smith. So, Devontae Smith was named the Walter Camp National Offensive Player of the Week, as he should have been, because he had 5 touchdowns, which was a single game school record, 11 catches for 274 yards, and he passed Amari Cooper's for most receiving yards in a single game.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. And that's just one of the playmakers. Let's
And that
not forget
was
about
early
the guy
in the
who
third quarter, by the way. He could have easily.
Let's not forget about the guy that threw him the ball.
Hey, and if he's on your fantasy team for college, congratulations to you. You're looking at 68 points from that one. So.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
My goodness. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I've always kind of wondered how the college fantasy works because there's so many people to pick from and you don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah, I know.
We should try to get into that, though. That'd probably actually be pretty fun. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Tua, who had an insane day. 6 passing touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown, so a total for 7. He passed 26 for 36, 418 yards, no interceptions, and then he rushed just 4 times. He only got a yard, but he did get a touchdown on the ground.
Yeah.
For Alabama's lone rushing touchdown of the game.
Yeah. I think it just amazes me how he still has yet to throw any interceptions this season and how protective he is of the football.
Yeah, he really does keep surprising me, a lot like how Bo Nix has done for Auburn, but this is a guy that we shouldn't be surprised at this point because we've watched him for a full season, and he just keeps doing it.
Yep.
That game, that was a monster game, and they made it look easy.
What surprises me the most is just the difference between now and 10 years ago. Alabama's still great, but complete opposites. Where you go from absolute dominant defenses, the best, or arguably some of the best in college football history, and then, Heisman running back and just pounding it down people's throats, to only 1 rushing touchdown in a 59-31 game. That's
Yeah.
And it was by that, and the
insane.
rushing touchdown was the quarterback.
Yeah,
And
insane.
you're seeing this happen not just at Alabama, but everywhere. I mean, LSU, the same thing. They used to just try to out Alabama. Now they just
Yeah.
take it through the air, and really you're left with Auburn as the only real rushing offense in the SEC, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But it's just the way
Yeah.
the game's evolving, and it's I think it is making it more exciting, and maybe that's another reason that people are more tempted to go there. That helps with recruiting if you can make big plays. So
Yeah. And I'm excited for the LSU Alabama game.
yeah, I am too. It's going to be a great game, and just a little teaser for that. We're going to do some special episodes for the big games like Alabama, LSU, Auburn, Georgia, and the Iron Bowl, and the SEC Championship, where we release an additional episode in the middle of the week prior. And I don't want to say too much, but we're going to get some guests on the show. So, so don't want to jinx that or anything, but just be looking forward to that.
Yeah, tune into those.
Patreon?
No, that will be available to everyone.
Okay.
But we are going to have some Patreon stuff come up soon. I know we keep saying that, but we actually finally have some stuff planned. One of the topics today we're going to do is Doug Flutie's maximum.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I had a stroke. Doug Flutie's maximum football 2019. We're going to talk about our favorite college football games at the end of the episode, but I actually paid for that game and played it. And I think for Patreon we're going to do a Let's Play video for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
so maybe we can get everybody over here and play. But
Yeah,
anyways,
we got to do that.
back to this game though. There's not much left to say. This game got Alabama back to number one. That's the 12th straight year that they have been number one in the AP poll at some point, which is obviously
Amazing
a
streak.
record. Yeah. And so even if they tank, that record continues. I don't see them tanking though.
No, I don't see them.
No.
Sure hope not.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess that's all I have to say about this one. You guys have anything?
Please don't tank.
Please don't tank.
I wish we could go back to the Shula days.
Yeah, the Shula days are long past us. We have a full generation now that has no memory of that whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
Awesome.
yep. And those kids would be 13. Yeah. To be born in the Saban era and 13 years old. That's crazy, considering that everyone thought that Saban would be there 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And then everybody thought he was going to Texas.
yeah, and he just, the rumors kept coming, and now, of him retiring and stuff, and now it's just like nobody even tries to guess anymore. Like, yeah, he's going to do it forever.
Yeah, now
I
they're just
sure
going to make a
hope so.
clone of him.
That would be awesome. That's a great idea. Please do so.
Well, speaking of clowns, that brings us to our final segment.
Did we say clone?
Clowns?
Didn't
I
he say
said
make a
clone.
clown
I
of
sure
him?
hope he said clone.
I said clone. I wanted to make a clown of
Speaking
Nick
of
Saban.
clones,
Speaking
I was wondering how
of
you're
Nick
planning on doing that.
Saban's clone, that's gonna become a clown.
Can we just get to Mismanagers? Is that fun?
I was just trying to help you transition, that's all.
I'm done with the transition. We're just jumping right into it. Here is the Mismanagers theme song. Are you guys ready?
I'm
wait.
ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but two Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
And now, it's time for Mismanagers.
And that is the theme song to Mismanagers.
That was probably that was my least favorite one.
Come on, that one I threw together in about 30 minutes. and I was out of material. I did Twitter news first, then I did Night Needs to Know, and by that one I was so tired. I was like, let's just throw.
Yep, that's completely fair.
Yeah. Did you like the little automated voice?
I did. I noticed that.
And now it's time for Mismanagers. It is time for Mismanagers, and let's go ahead and jump in with a story that came right here from the Birmingham area. This article is by AL.com. You probably saw it on your Facebook.
Wow.
Naked man nabbed on Birmingham airport tarmac.
I haven't heard of this one yet.
Oh, good. I'm going to read it out to you. Airline passengers in Birmingham got a wake-up call when they looked out their window before takeoff and saw a naked man on the tarmac. The incident happened around 5:30 a.m. Thursday at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport. The naked man told authorities he was robbed somewhere in the area before he made his way onto airport property, according to Birmingham Police Sergeant Johnny Williams. After airport employees stopped the man, Williams said he was taken into custody by airport security and Birmingham police officers. The man's name has not been released, but police discovered he had an outstanding felony probation violation warrant in Shelby County. Airline passengers posted their photos of the naked man on social media. Passenger Stephen Reeves said he was on a Delta flight headed to Atlanta, and he was sitting in the first row. The captain made an announcement that we were standing by because of an unauthorized person on the ramp. I went back to reading, and then the man in 1B pointed out the window, and I saw what? The man laying on the tarmac. Reeves continued, the man on the phone and the man in the orange vest were all that were there at first. Then Joe, a Delta redcoat, came down. He surveyed the scene and went back to retrieve a blanket to cover the man. So this guy, completely naked, he runs onto the airport tarmac in front of a plane that's about to take off.
Just want to know how he got there.
Well, he said he was robbed.
I want to know what drug test. What was the drug test say?
How he got? Yeah, well, that was my other thought. Is he was?
Let's see. So take a look at that photo.
Oh my god!
I wish I could just Google it. You'll see it. It's just a naked man laying on the pavement, and you know that pavement is hot.
Well, it's 5:30 in the morning.
Why is he just laying on it?
But still.
Yeah, he was lucky. It was 5:30. You're right. So it probably was still dark. But if it would have been a nice 3 p.m.
Oh,
he'd have some third-degree burns.
Yeah, really.
So it doesn't say if he tested for any drugs, but we're going to go out on a limb and say that he was. Yeah,
I'm going to say yes.
I don't think that's too far-fetched.
No. I mean, who's bold enough to just lay in front of a plane? I'd say that's pretty bold.
Who was more bold, this guy or the guy from episode 2 that decided to fly the plane?
Well, I mean, if he was a real pilot, then this guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
I agree.
still.
Well, this guy is a real naked man.
Yeah, cool. Psycho.
So I remember I asked you both this the last time we talked about planes. You both have flown, correct? Flew?
Yes.
Yes.
Has anything weird or scary happened on your flights?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I've only flown a couple of times, so not really.
Yeah, same. Just a little turbulence, that's all.
Little turbulence. I've only flew or flown.
Don't know. I say
once.
flown.
I've only done it one time. And there was no turbulence, so I don't even know what that's like besides what the movies tell me.
It's especially when you're flying for the first time and you're not used to it. It's not comfortable. I'll tell you that.
It was not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I'm like 30,000 feet in the air. This is not moving how it has been for the last 3 hours.
Yeah, you start feeling a little nauseous. That's not a good feeling.
See, I don't really get nauseous on stuff like that. It's just, when the whole plane starts vibrating or shaking or anything like that. Anything that's not just smooth sailing when you're 30,000 feet in the air, you're going to second guess it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, here's something that should have been second guessed by a child's parent. I teased last week that Teeth Talk would be back, and Teeth Talk is back in full swing.
Oh, gosh.
The title of this is an article.
I have seen this.
Have you? So this is an article by Mirror. the website Mirror. The title is Boy 7 has 526 teeth pulled out after complaining that his mouth hurt.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody's mouth would be hurting.
How many teeth?
So what is the 526 teeth?
So how is this even possible?
Boy's mouth. How many teeth do you normally have? Is it 32?
I don't know. We looked it up on the
it's like 30 something.
30 something.
It's 30
and
something.
It's less for children, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. It's not 526.
It's not even
Definitely not
remotely
500.
close.
Not even 400, I'd say.
Probably not 3 either.
Doctors have pulled out 526 teeth from a 7-year-old boy's mouth in a world first after he complained about his mouth hurt.
So where's this at?
Very weird. So I believe it's in India. Is that what it said?
The boy called
India.
I'm going to mess this up, and I apologize. Yeah, the boy called Ravindran.
Oh, okay. This makes sense then.
Who only goes by one name. That was a strange thing to include. Who only goes by one name, like Madonna.
Hold on.
Like Usher.
What makes sense to you? Because his name is Ravindran?
Ravindran.
That makes sense that he has 526 teeth?
No. It makes sense that he's from India and he has 526 teeth. Because you've seen all this weird stuff, like babies born with 8 limbs. Have y'all seen that?
I mean, I've seen weird stuff that doesn't mean it makes sense.
Do you try to have hot takes in this segment?
I'm serious. It's
People
only
really
from India.
think... If I listen to this, I would think this is staged every week.
I didn't even catch that he said that.
Yeah, how did you not catch that? He's
okay,
that makes sense. No, it doesn't.
Look it up.
I know weird stuff happens in India. It's because there's a lot of people and it's overpopulated.
Just odds.
But
it's weird.
But does it make sense?
It does not.
It does make sense.
We'll come back to it.
Okay. I mean,
Ravindran was admitted to a private hospital after suffering severe pain and swelling in his jaw. His parents, Dad Barbhu, 40, and Mom Rajakumari, 33, feared that he had cancer in his jaw when they took him to a dental college. I'm not going to say that. In southern India. But medics were stunned after they performed a CT scan and X-ray and found a large lesion in the boy's mouth that was filled with hundreds of teeth. Doctors further noticed a well-defined 5-inch bag-like mass, which was removed in entirety. A surgeon was soon performed to remove the sac. So there's a bag in his mouth full of 500 teeth, and his parents didn't know it.
Down here it says, hospital called the sac. They said they compared it to pearls in an oyster.
Interesting.
That's a weird way of, it's a pretty good comparison.
Actually took
I reckon.
5 hours to remove all the teeth, and I think there's a video if you wish to watch it.
Wow, that is...
according to the doctors, this is the first ever documented in the world in which an individual has been found to have so many minute teeth. God, yeah. I'm having a stroke.
It's just small teeth.
The child had been suffering for the last 4 years. So he's been having all these teeth in his mouth for 4 years.
All right. So let me give you an article. Birth defects in India. Hidden truth, need for urgent attention.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point here.
No, I think you are.
God.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't look this up unless you have a strong stomach, because they have photos of the teeth sac, and it's
not.
Oh, my. That's really
pleasant.
Gross.
It's not pleasant.
How did they not notice that? That's the size of a golf ball.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Your kid complains about his mouth, you just never look in it?
Well, they did say that, he probably has cancer, so they probably just went the last 4 years like, you probably just have cancer, you'll be fine.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Anyways, that's teeth talk.
Awesome.
Do you want to read us your article?
Wait till the next segment.
Justin?
Okay, so this article talks about Indian people are living in the midst of risk factors for birth defects because of universality of marriage, high fertility, large number of unplanned pregnancies, poor coverage, and poor maternal nutritional status.
Well, that sounds like Sipsey, Alabama.
I swear, I was just about to say, sounds like Walker County. So, I mean, it doesn't make it any more sense. Like, if we walked down the street and there was a kid with 526 teeth, I wouldn't be like, yeah, Walker County, makes sense. I'd be like, holy crap.
I'm just saying it makes sense that a lot of this stuff happens in India.
Okay.
We also said that just because that's where the largest amount of people in the world are. So it's just normal
you just
odds.
have a lot of but you just have a lot of birth defects.
Yeah,
though.
but what are you trying to get to then?
That's what I'm just saying. When you hear about stuff like this, it's usually in India. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I mean,
so
I don't see
and
how
that makes sense.
All righty.
That makes sense. We'll let you have that one.
Thank you.
And that brings us to my final story.
I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Sane people don't have to tell other people they're not crazy, Justin.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
All right, so this is an article by theadvocate.com. This one, I had serious doubts about its authenticity, so I looked it up, and it is real. There's a lot of news outlets reporting on this, and there's video evidence of it. So this is by The Advocate, and the title is Video Shows Florida Couple Enter Camel's Pen at Truck Stop Before Woman Bites It.
She bit the camel?
So there's a lot to take in this title, obviously. So first of all, there's a truck stop that has a camel pen.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm in here working.
Justin's got a visitor.
Sorry, you're going to have to edit all this out.
I'm not editing it out.
Okay.
Just welcome them inside. We'll have a guest on the show.
Yeah,
our first guest.
Oh, it's in that overnight bag. Sorry. Add contact solution. They're looking for contact solution.
Anyways, what I was saying before we were rudely interrupted.
You gotta edit that out.
Yeah, just kidding. Anyways, I was saying, so there's a truck stop that has a camel pen. Next, there's a woman that decides, I'm going to get into this pen that clearly says no trespassing. You can see the photo right there.
Yeah.
On the article. And then she gets stuck in it and has to bite her way out. And wait till
I saw this.
But don't spoil it for Aaron.
I definitely don't know how you see this, but I do want to point out it is a Florida couple. So
it is a Florida couple.
Now, that makes sense.
That does make sense. Florida man was involved. Okay, so I'm going to So there's a term used in here that I don't know that is appropriate for our audience, so I'm going to
What term?
We'll get to it. I'll make it slightly less.
Oh, okay.
Family. Family.
You haven't even seen it yet. Okay, so no, not even that one. So video surveillance capturing a bizarre encounter at an Iberville Parish truck stop shows a Florida couple trying to retrieve their deaf dog from a camel's enclosure before the startled 600-pound animal responds to the intrusion by sitting on the wife, prompting her to bite its genitalia to free herself.
I'd rather die.
That is a dire situation.
I don't even know what to say.
Should I just keep reading then?
Yes, please.
Authorities allege Gloria Lancaster. I love that they call her out.
I thought you were about to say, I love the taste of camel.
No. At no point did that cross my mind. And the fact that it did yours says something about you and your character.
Why would you?
Nick needs to know why you thought that.
Why would you ever think that?
Oh, man.
Why?
Good God. I was going to say, I love that they threw her under the bus and just puts her name in this article.
Well, what I was laughing at before you even said that was the number that was right beside her.
So, authority alleged Gloria Lancaster.
I don't know if you should keep that in there or not, but oh gosh.
Gloria Lancaster. I'm keeping it in there. Don't worry.
No, people have to see who we have to work with. That's to understand.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ever think anybody would say
Justin Knight,
that?
the camel taster.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, let's not go there.
Back to Gloria.
Let's just get to Gloria Lancaster's age like
I
I've
thought
been
you were
trying
talking
to.
about Gloria. I thought you said Gloria was saying that. Ooh.
Okay.
Gloria
I'm glad you
Lancaster is
clarified that
68
now.
years old, is what I've been trying to say.
Yes. So it's
And her husband, I assume, Edmund, yeah, because they have the same last name, is 73. These are old people.
yeah, very old. That's what I was laughing at.
You know,
before
I
you
mean,
ever said
these
her
are people
name
too
the
old to
first
be
time.
getting into camel pins.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Not that
Biting
it's
their
ever
way out.
acceptable, but.
They were feeding their unleashed dog some treats near a pen belonging to Casper the camel before the small pooch slipped under the fence and they crawled in after it. Okay, that's a dumb mistake to let it out next to the camel pen without a leash.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least we
really.
get a little more context, though. Keep going.
Especially Casper the camel. Video footage provided by the truck stop's owner Thursday shows the Pensacola, Florida area couple not notice their dog stray away until it was on the camel side of the fence.
Okay, let's stop for a second and say this is only in Pensacola.
I was about to say.
Not too far away. The
Yeah.
next time we have to go to the beach,
We're going to go see Casper?
we're going to go see Casper.
And we'll post it on our social media.
Absolutely.
We'll post it at TGM Pod on Twitter and Facebook. We will put it up there. The couple told Iberville Parish. Let's talk about that for a second. Why is the camel there?
Yeah, don't know. That's what we said. Like,
And it's not for like
Wait.
rides. It says no trespassing clearly.
yeah, it's just a pet.
It's just there.
Yeah, so why is it there?
A 600-pound
It's just
pet.
Casper's domain.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, I
The
don't
couple
know.
told Iberville Parish Sheriff's deputy the camel attacked the dog, but the sheriff's office said the couple invaded the camel's space last Wednesday and cited them for trespassing and violating leash laws. Casper, the largest animal at the roadside menagerie?
I have no clue what that word is. I've never seen it in my life.
But that makes me think
Yeah.
there's a few animals, if there's
Yeah.
it's the largest. It
Let's-
is used to entertain hundreds of visitors each week when they pull off Interstate 10 for a rest at the Tiger Truck Stop, 16 miles west of Baton Rouge.
See, this just seems really sketchy.
Yeah, it definitely does. I don't think I'd be like getting food from.
Okay, that.
Yeah, no.
That
Okay,
word.
so menagerie is a collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibition. Apparently,
Okay.
So
it's a zoo.
Zoo-like?
It's a zoo truck stop.
A zoo on the
Alrighty
road.
then.
Only in
All right.
Pensacola. But the peculiar attraction has drawn fire from animal rights groups who for years have sought to remove the animals, including a tiger that was euthanized in 2017.
Okay. There is no way.
A tiger
they have
at a
tiger
truck
at a
stop.
truck stop.
I mean, that explains the name of Tiger Truck Stop. It doesn't explain why it's there.
Yeah.
How is that? I don't believe that's legal. There's got to be some.
No.
Actually,
there's-
a zoo comes to the Jasper Mall every year, and they have a tiger.
What?
well, it is Jasper.
Set up at the
so-
parking lot.
A tiger that was euthanized
It is
in
Jasper.
2007.
Tiger Truck Stop
That's-
owner Mike Sandlin, Mike the Tiger, said the establishment hasn't had any issues with his animals harming people, including Casper, which he describes as docile, like a big dog. He and authorities say the camel was just defending itself. Video
I agree
surveillance.
with that.
Yeah, I do too. Video surveillance shows the couple appearing to shoo away the camel by swatting it when they tried to get their dog. During the frantic retrieval, the camel turns around and knocks Gloria Lancaster down and then sits on her for several seconds as her husband appears to try moving the massive mammal off her. She told deputies she bit the camel's privates to free herself, according to witnesses. Edmund stated that his wife bit the camel's private parts in desperation to get the camel off of her as it bit him on the left elbow. Video shows that after the camel stood up, his wife grabbed the dog and went to the other side of the fence. Gloria Lancaster suffered non-critical injuries and was brought to a hospital. Edmund Lancaster said the camel had bitten him, but law enforcement officers found his injuries appeared to have been caused from crawling under the barbed wire. According to the affidavit, how do you say that word?
Alpha David.
I'm really struggling today, I'm sorry. She later told people at the truck stop she had broken her ribs, and then she began smoking a cigarette.
Okay, so these sound like just fantastic people.
Nobody going to make the joke about her smoking a cigarette after taking a... Never mind. Let's
Okay.
Sam said...
I mean, that's
this
get where you're
sounds
going.
like
Let's just
this is
continue
definitely the
reading.
panhandle
Sandlin
right here.
said the couple... It definitely is the panhandle. Sandlin said the couple should have just gone inside the cafe and asked an employee to help get their dog. He also faulted the couple for allowing the dog off its leash and not paying attention to it. That's fair.
That's our point.
Their surveillance footage shows Edmund Lancaster stay in the enclosure for several minutes after his wife crawled out, and shows him shoving and pushing the more than 6-foot-tall dromedary, also known as Arabian camels. Dromedaries, the largest of 3 species of camels, have 1 hump.
There you go. You learn something new every day from this podcast. There are 3
Yeah,
species
really.
of camels.
Deputy Lewis
I didn't even know
Hamilton Jr. told the Advocate earlier this week that when he asked Edmund Lancaster why they had thrown dog treats into the fenced area, Lancaster responded by saying, "I wasn't thinking."
I don't think anybody in
Clearly.
the history has ever said, I wasn't thinking, and then got off free. So I don't really know what his point was, other than just to be... Like,
This is the most
admitting that he's
important
in the
part
wrong.
of the article. A veterinarian checked on Casper and prescribed the antibiotics as a precaution, but found the camel appeared to be in good health. So
That's
Casper
great.
is okay. Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
when
that's
we go
great.
visit Casper, we'll have a young one there.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Like a hybrid.
A hybrid? No need for that. I just meant just a normal. I just meant he was healthy enough to continue living a normal camel life, and maybe he found love and has a child.
Yeah,
That's all I
a nice
meant.
family.
No hybrid involved. Don't know where it came from. I mean, I do know where it came from.
I don't understand how babies are made, Aaron.
Alrighty, well,
This is getting kind of weird.
Let's move on to the last bit of the day. Today we're going to talk about college football video games because, as very few people know,
please let us know if there's any other podcast in existence that goes from that to this.
College football video
we got to
games.
segue at some point. So, Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019 released Friday. It is an attempt at a college football game since
And
NCAA
Canadian.
and Canadian, yeah, and professional a little bit, as NCAA football by EA Sports was discontinued in 2014, I believe, maybe 2013.
Too long ago.
A long time ago, and the world has been craving a good college football game. I'm going to go ahead and say this doesn't deliver.
It has to be the worst game I've ever seen.
Now, I don't want to rag this game because it was made by a very small group. Doug Flutie just slapped his name on it and financed it a little bit, but this was made by just a handful of people, and they tried.
Yeah, I think they had
their
like
hardest.
one main developer on it. So.
Yeah, basically it was one guy's dream project. He put it together.
Yeah, I watched a little review of it because I didn't get to play it like you did, but there was some things that looked a lot better than what Madden and other games have or NCAA have put in effort-wise. Like on the Dynasty, it looked very well done. Seemed to keep track of stats and everything very well, and it was very competitive. And
I want to run down a list of things that I think it did well and things that I think that it really hurt in. So what I like about this game that it does is it has the mode where you start out as a high school kid and you move up. I'm forgetting the name of what that's called.
College Dynasty?
Yeah, basically Dynasty mode.
Is that what it is? Or it's like a road to my career or something like that?
Yeah, it's like the road. Like you start out in high school, you go to college, and you go to the pros. But it looks pretty good. They have that. The team customization is really good. The jersey customization is good, and you can upload your own logos, and you can name your teams whatever you want, and you can set the skill players and the player names. So you can basically make Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, whatever you want to do. Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. And then I like that it doesn't try to do too much. Like it knows what it is, and it knows that, so it tries to stay as basic as possible. What I don't like about it, though, and I like their price. I think $30 is a good price for it. But what I don't like about it,
they weren't getting more than that. I think they're very self-aware.
They are very self-aware, and I like that about them. What I don't like, there's no online mode, which is another financial thing. I get it, but that really hurts it. That the controls are wonky at best. Like, plays will just end before you get tackled. Camera will just cut away to weird angle. If you try to, like you said, if you try to pitch the ball, it just throws it backwards.
Yeah, that was my thing. Is just the glitches that can happen on.
It's bad.
Like
and then
a toss right, and as soon as the quarterback touches the ball, he just slings it behind him instead of just tossing it.
And then what I found most atrocious is the special teams play on this game is unplayable. You can't, like, kicking the field goals is ridiculous. Returning punts and kicks is awful. It's just that part of it's not good. I would not recommend buying it. I hate to say that because I want to see this company like make something good, make a good game at some point.
Who is the company?
Let me see.
Oh man, I forgot the name.
I think it wasn't like there was like 3 companies that kind of worked together.
No, it was.
Or was it just one?
I think it was just one. Man, I saw it earlier. Now you got me curious.
Let me see. I'm looking up it right now. It's getting a lot of hate online, and I think everybody needs to. I think everybody needs to realize this is a small company. They're trying, but it's going to take some time. I don't know who. I can't find this team name anywhere.
I'll find it.
Yeah, keep looking for it when we talk about it. But we just thought that the release of this game with college football.
So you've had a stroke multiple times.
Oh,
you've had a heart attack, and
now you just coughed up a lung.
Coughing your lungs up.
I'm sorry.
You okay?
Why did we not get water? This is the one episode we didn't have water ready.
I'll go get you one.
Give me a water, please. Thank you, Aaron. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I know that sounded really gross in your ears, especially if you have headphones on. That had to sound really disgusting.
Yeah, it sounded.
A professional podcast would delete that. I'd probably just leave it in.
Well, we're not professionals yet. So.
Yeah, we're nowhere close.
The name of the company, at least from what I found, is Canuck. No, that's Canuck Play. I think is how you say
that is right. I seen it when I was playing. CanuckPlay.com keeps. It's Canuck. It's like Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what I was saying before I joked.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
A fly went in my throat.
Well, how'd he taste?
Just a horde of them, like 14 flies.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, but anyways, I thought because college football games are quote unquote I'm back now. Something about this sentence.
Wait, what?
Can you say it for me? I thought it'd be a good time to talk about other college football games. I got it out. Okay.
I didn't understand a word you just said after that.
Good God. I'm struggling this episode. We're late. We're coming in at night because Justin slipped on a banana peel and was mauled by a bear. Was sent to the hospital. So we had to record late, and now.
So if you're still
choking.
listening to the show,
now I'm missing both of my legs now.
If you're
yeah.
If you're still listening, send in get well soon to Nick
to both of us.
To Nick and
at
Justin.
Pod.
I can't walk again.
Please feel free to give me your sympathy for having to work with both of them.
Goodness gracious. Okay. So let's talk about football games.
Alrighty, there we go. Nice.
I will let Aaron jump on this because I think he has the most interesting take.
Oh,
so we're gonna start out with what was your game, Aaron?
Okay, well, I was not able to. Well, I take that back. The first real game, I believe it was NCAA like '04. My oldest brother played on the original Xbox, and I always wanted to play, and he never would let me because he said it was too hard, which it probably was for me at the time. But that always made me really mad. And then
Did he ever give you like an unplugged controller and told you were playing?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I did that to Mary all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
That's
I
always
don't
a classic.
specifically remember it, but I'm sure he did. Yeah, so my brothers both had gaming devices or consoles, and I was never allowed for some reason. I don't know. So one Christmas, my brother told me to ask for a Wii because he knew I wanted an Xbox. Well, the real reason is he said, Mom will never get you an Xbox. You just need to ask for a Wii. It's more realistic that they'll get you that. Well, what it is was he wanted a new Xbox. So that's what happened.
Wow.
And so I got a Wii, and that's all I had. So
Nice.
I wound up playing NCAA 09 on the Wii. And
How was that?
That was the
How was that?
Yeah, I want to know how are the controls? Do you
Honestly-
pass with the nunchucks?
Well, it still had, the 4 buttons, like A, B, and whatever it was. I don't remember on the Wii. It's probably been 5 years since I've looked at a Wii. So, you still did that. And then it had the little, that plugged into the original Wii remote. It had the little...
Yeah, the nunchuck.
Oh, is that what it's
I think
called?
so.
Yeah, well, whatever. It
Yeah,
had that to plug
yeah.
in for the joystick, and you could use that to run with. So, I liked it. I thought it was awesome. With Alabama on there, played that.
So this was 09?
Mm-hmm.
So Alabama would have been pretty good.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah. And Florida probably would have been the best.
Probably.
Because you had Tim Tebow,
Something
so.
like that. Yeah, I remember playing with Glenn Coffey. Toss left, toss right, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good times.
NCAA was just to me that's the peak of football games.
It really is.
Would buy them. I'd buy them all the time. I didn't buy them every year, but I'd buy them like every 3 or 4 years. And it was just so much fun. Especially I had 2010 on the PS2. And if you remember, that's the one that was like a little broken, especially if you were Alabama. And if you just ran a screen every play to Julio, you just got a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I set the difficulty to freshman and played San Jose State and broke the scoreboard. It was my score should have been like 290 something to 0, but it stops at 255.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then I really liked in the later games when they added the Heisman.
Oh, yeah.
Modes, and I would play as Herschel Walker and just dominate. It was so much fun.
My favorite mode has to be the mascot mode.
Mascot mode was so much fun.
That was always so fun.
I can remember you and our other friend Josh playing mascot mode between Syracuse and Stanford.
Syracuse, Stanford, and we'd get Georgia Tech in there because their mascot wore Converses, and we thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So Stanford, fun fact, their mascot doesn't have arms, so it was really funny watching them play. And then Syracuse is just a big round orange ball. Looks like a sweet potato.
I used to do that one control they had where you flipped over backwards, and literally just did that to everyone. It doesn't matter. You just would run. Sometimes you would just run backwards so you could do that. I thought it was so cool.
Another thing I love about those games is the old ones when it used to show the commentators.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like you'd see, remember you'd see Lee Corso and stuff.
Put it on the headgear.
I remember, he put on the headgear, and then whenever you do ask coach for picking your offensive plays, they would like say something, and every time you picked a midline in one of them, Corso would go, I called this one the Skeeter Special, and it was just midline. It was just right up the middle. Those games are so much fun. I wish they would come back. Justin,
I always used to love too, whenever you were up 50-0, and you went for it on 4th down. Herbstreit would have a heart attack. He'd start saying, "Oh, that's so unsportsmanlike, man! Going for it on 4th down."
Yes, he would. He would always do that. He'd be like, "I don't know about this call."
Yeah.
Oh, those are so much fun. Such good games. Justin, do you have a football game for us?
Let's see. I think I'm talking about Madden. So, let's go back to Madden 10. That was the one that had the cover that Palomalu and Larry Fitzgerald on the cover. That probably had to be my all-time favorite Madden game. It's just because, do y'all remember? Yeah, that one was good. Do y'all remember, too, in these Maddens, that you could play, I forgot the name, it was like Road to My Career and NCAA football, and then it would transfer over to Madden. You'd get drafted.
Yeah, that was a great feature.
I used to love playing that. But see, the Madden games now, I think, some of it's a little unrealistic with how easy it is to throw interceptions in these games. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, the last Madden game I have is Madden 18. And so I just don't really fool around with getting another Madden game. I'm fine with having 18. But if I had to pick all-time favorite Madden, it had to be Madden 10.
Yeah, I've got Madden 16 here, and I have no desire to buy another one.
Yeah.
Not until, especially not with what I've seen about Madden 20.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of bad
video
things.
I see, I can't even find normal gameplay because everybody's just making fun of it because it's so bad.
Yeah. Which is
There's
crazy.
just so many bugs. Like, after this long, it's just, come
you
on.
would think they would have...
You make enough money off the game to make it better.
Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah. And
also, some of my favorite Madden games were playing the ones on the Game Boy. And you had...
On the Game Boy?
Yes, those were so cool. I always enjoyed those. And you had John Madden broadcasting the games.
Yeah. I never had it on the Game Boy.
It was fun.
I liked playing NFL Blitz. When you could just throw like a football that was on fire and stuff. It's just absolute nuts.
Kind of like NFL Street.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of good NFL games. It just seems like as of the last 10 years, they've really not been very great, in my opinion, anyway.
No, it's really just been...
got the mindset that people are going to buy it either way, so...
Yeah.
What's the point? Might as well maximize profits and just make it...
And see, I don't understand why people do that when... With Madden 18, I can download a roster somebody made with all the players playing in the league this season. So I don't understand why people continue to buy the new ones.
So the game I'm going to bring up
We can start the movement to boycott the next Madden. So they have to fix it.
Hashtag boycott Madden.
So we can actually have a good football game to play.
It'd be great, yeah.
It's crazy how there's not one that's
there's really not
refined enough.
So the video game franchise I'm going to bring up is much less well known than NCAA or Madden, but it's a game that I just had so much fun with, and a lot of people hated it.
I loved it.
Didn't have great reviews. If you tried to play just the classic play now team against team, it's not very good.
Oh yeah, no, that one was bad. I liked the...
But this Backbreaker by Natural Motion Games was so much fun.
Yeah.
So it was the only football game I know of that has a tackle alley.
Yeah.
Which, that was the most fun part, just seeing how far you could go in the tackle alley before losing.
Mm-hmm. Was this the game you could play on your iPhone 2 where you're just the running back and you're trying to avoid the defensive guy?
Yes,
okay.
they had a mobile version.
Yeah.
And the mobile version was probably better than the Xbox.
Better.
Yeah.
I loved the mobile one was great.
Yeah, I love the mobile version. I still have it on my phone. It's not available in the App Store anymore, but if you had it downloaded at the time and you have the same account, you can go and re-download it. So I still play it sometimes. I'm about to choke again, but it holds up.
Yeah, it was
really
a
well.
great game. I loved playing Backbreaker.
They made Backbreaker 2, which was more or less the same.
Yeah.
And then, there wasn't much of an appetite for it, so there wasn't another one made. But this is one that, if I could... This one is almost as close as NCAA. I wish they'd bring back Backbreaker, update it. Have
yeah,
a
at least
good...
for the, at least the app, anyways.
or just put a tackle alley into NCAA.
Yeah.
That's your ideal scenario.
Well, first, we have to get an NCAA first.
Yeah. Which, going back to what we were talking about the other day, start paying players and NCAA comes back.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than enough reason for me to want the players to be paid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care either way, so...
That'd be fine with me.
Do y'all have any more football games you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I mentioned just for a second, NFL Street. I almost forgot about this one, but I used to love playing this one because it was like a 7-on-7, just no shoulder pads, and you could crush somebody. And you have to throw. You could throw the fire football.
Which one was that?
NFL Street.
Oh,
this one had the actual NFL players that had them all bulked up. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, NFL Street was a lot of fun. Mutant League Football is one that I forgot about. That was pretty good too. Did you ever play it?
I did not.
It originally came out in the 90s, but then EA Sports picked it up in the earlier mid 2000s, and it was a lot of fun. It was just over the top, ridiculous football with all skeletons and monsters and stuff. It was pretty fun. Let's see what else they got here. Madden 04 and 05 are both good.
Yeah. Oh, NCAA football 04 and 05 are really good too.
I had one of the early NFLs for the Nintendo 64. They might have been in 01. Maybe. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, see, that's really the sad thing. I mean, we can't really talk about a good football game now. I mean, it's really just NBA and MLB who really produce great games every year.
Yeah. And the quality of them just seemed like they keep staying stagnant or going down.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think that's everything for this week. Y'all got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Another big week for Auburn football. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got another big one.
And yeah, when you think about this too, we've had game day at Oregon. Did we have game day? We didn't have game day at A&M, did we, or did we?
Don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I think we had game day at A&M too.
If they didn't, the SEC guys were there.
We're going to have game day at Florida. We'll probably have it at LSU.
Yeah, there will definitely be at LSU.
We'll have it against Georgia, and then Alabama. Just think about all the game days Auburn can have this season.
Yeah, I mean Auburn's they're shooting themselves in the foot with the schedule, but they're putting on a show for everybody. So I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for listening. We've had a lot of really good feedback, and we've grown way faster than we thought we would. We're not huge or anything, but we are having a little growth, and it's steady, and it's nice. So we really appreciate that. Please continue listening, if you don't mind.
Please.
Did you even look to see if we had any questions? Did we look at the email?
Oh, yeah. I did look.
Anything?
We had one.
Nice. Okay.
They wanted us to dive into the history of hot dogs and corn dogs and how they were created.
We will definitely do that.
We need to do that next week. Next week, yeah.
Next week, we will dive into the history.
Great question.
Corn dogs. How about we? While we do that, we look into the history of the theory that LSU fans smell like corn dogs. Where that came about, where that started.
Okay. So who asked this question?
I don't know. I'll have to pull it up.
a awesome fan. That's
Yeah, we gotta say a shout out.
We'll do it next week. Don't worry about it.
We're not talking about it yet. We got to shout them out.
But
during the segment.
please send us some topics. We need some more, other than corn dogs. So
that is already taken.
That is already taken. We have the official corn dog fanatic of the podcast. So don't even worry about it. You can find us at social media to let us know your topics you want to discuss at TGM Pod. It can be football or anything. It doesn't matter. At TGM Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can email us in at gamemanagerspod@gmail.com. You can follow me at Norrisosaurus on Twitter. That is NORRISOSAURUS. Got it this week.
Nice.
And
that went smooth.
Can they find you guys anywhere? If not, it's okay
too. You know, I've still not managed to remember what my actual Twitter handle is.
You know what else you haven't remembered? Lil Wayne quote.
Oh, you know,
yeah.
We're about to be in episode 5. You still haven't done it. Okay. I reminded you right before the podcast.
I'm so sorry.
Tune in next week, and maybe Aaron will sneak in that Lil Wayne quote as
that's a low
promised
maybe.
Episode 1.
It's not looking promising.
Also, feel free to support us on Patreon. Any of our patrons that donate $1 or more will have access to all the content we eventually post on there. We will do it. We promise. We're going to do probably a Let's Play of Maximum Football 2019, so we'll get that up there. Subscribe for future content. Leave a nice review. If you like the show, leave
a bad one if you hate it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, leave a terrible one.
If you're really tired of Nick choking and almost dying on us, please tell us how you feel about it.
Yeah, stop at the 30-minute mark.
Just like a bunch of eraser shavings in the air or something.
Nope, I'm breathing the same thing as you are.
We also have shirts available at TeePublic. I'm struggling.
Bought 2, and they are the softest shirts we have ever.
I'm actually wearing one right now. It looks pretty sharp. They did a great job printing. I've never ordered a TeePublic shirt, but it's the softest shirt I've ever owned. I love it. So get one. That way you can support the show and have a nice, comfy shirt to wear wherever you want to go. We also have 2 giveaways going on right now. We have the same Alabama giveaway still going on Facebook. Be sure to go to our Facebook to see that. But as of today, we also started a Auburn football ticket giveaway for the Auburn-Samford game. Yeah, so, and you get free t-shirts with both of those giveaways too. So if you want to get a t-shirt and advertise this without paying for it, that's the way to do it.
And it's easy to do it too.
Yeah, just like, share, tag 2 people. That's all you got to do. And like our page. You need to be doing that either way. If you're listening to the show by now, don't give us the excuse that you don't have Facebook. We will not forgive you.
Well,
we had a very nice guy message in today and ask us where the episode was, and I accidentally almost blocked him from the page.
Oh my god!
So, luckily I didn't hit that button. Instead, I hit reply instead of remove from, instead of ban from page. So, thank you to that guy for noticing.
I think every week we have a small segment at the end where we're like, we almost did that, we almost forgot, we almost did this,
and it lasts for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it just absolutely turns everybody off from, liking or sharing.
This is how it should end.
Yeah,
this is how it should end. Thanks for listening. Good night.
Thanks for listening. Good night. And also, once again, Freeman Painting brought this episode to you. Give him a call at 205-300-4848. That is 205-300-4848. That is the show.
Adios.
See you later.